guys, and welcome to our WWE Royal Rumble 2023 prediction video.
Yay! I'm here to rumble. I'm here to rumble. Get ready for thunder, 'cause I'm here to rumble.
So yes, I'm back with Callum for our first prediction video together for 2023. And yes, it is time. The time has come again for the Royal Rumble. And my goodness, Callum, where did 2022 go? I swear it felt like yesterday we were predicting last year's Rumble. But for Bobby and Brock and Seth and Roman. How the hell was that a year ago? Jeez.
I still remember last year's Rumble like it was yesterday, how terrible it was with
Mm,
the men's one anyway. Shane McMahon coming in at number 28 or whatever it was, and
mm.
Brock winning at the end, or
And Ronda winning the
and Ronda
women's.
winning the women's one, yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah.
neither of them went on to win at WrestleMania, so the whole thing
No.
just felt pointless. But anyway, yes, here's hoping that this year's WrestleMania, under the booking of Triple H, will be a lot better. So, and it's looking like it should be. So, yes, so we have five matches, well, three if you don't include the two Royal Rumbles. So, yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so well, we've only got three matches to get through, so let's start off then with a singles match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Yes, we have Bianca Belair defending her belt, going up against Alexa Bliss. Okay, so Alexa Bliss beat Bailey, I think, to become the number one contender to face Bianca. After the match, Bianca congratulated Alexa, and then they hugged. But then Bray Wyatt's new logo appeared, and it keeps on appearing in this feud, and it's like, is Alexa Bliss becoming evil again? Now Bray Wyatt's back, and then Uncle Howdy appeared a few weeks ago and last week, well, this week wasn't it? Yeah, and it's pretty like she's been. But Uncle Howdy isn't Bray, which we'll get onto. It's another character, but yeah, yeah, it's like is Alexa Bliss becoming corrupted and evil again with Bray Wyatt? I've got mixed feelings on that. But anyway, on the match, Callum, I'll let you start. Who is winning? Is Bianca keeping hold of her belt for a bit longer, or is Alexa Bliss going to become a world champion again? Because it's been a few years since Alexa Bliss has been a world champion. So,
Yeah. Well,
mm,
it's like you say. I mean, yeah, Alexa seems to be kind of switching back to kind of
mm,
the evil character that she had. She's
mm,
definitely turned heel anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and yeah, Uncle Howdy keeps appearing. He appeared on Raw. Bianca was gonna KOD Alexa through some chairs, and Uncle Howdy's figure was there in one of the little things. It was like hello. So, yeah, and so obviously Alexa got the upper hand from that, and then well, we'll talk about Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy in a bit. But I think if they're building something with Bray Wyatt and well, if the Fiend is even coming back, or Uncle Howdy and other things, then I think Alexa Bliss could win here. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know because it's Bianca's had the belt for quite a long time now, hasn't she? I mean, it's been
Wrestle WrestleMania.
WrestleMania time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if she'll go full circle of a year as champion. Just had lots of defenses,
Mm.
Becky and Bailey she beat like four times. Yeah, I don't know because I could see Bianca retaining, but then whatever they're doing with Alexa, maybe it feels like she needs to have a win here.
Mm.
I'm gonna um I'm gonna go for Alexa Bliss.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know if that's I'm not really sure who the favorite is to win. I'm not sure if that's a controversial decision, but I think given what's taking place at the moment, I think Alexa's probably. But then we said that about Bailey and damage control, and we saw what happened there. So
Mm.
it's who knows? But yeah, I think. I mean, yeah, I think I've already locked it in now, haven't I? I can't take it back now.
Okay, you're going with Alexa Bliss. This is tricky, because you could say, I think Bianca. Personally, I want to see Bianca go a full year and maybe have a defense at WrestleMania. But Alexa Bliss is like on a bit of a tear with obviously turning evil again. And does Bray Wyatt or Uncle Howdy have some influence over here again? We'll see. But I think I'm going with Bianca Belair because don't forget what happened at WrestleMania 37, where Alexa cost Bray the match against Randy, and that was like the end of their partnership, where she kind of like stabbed the Fiend in the back or betrayed Bray. I know that was like nearly 2 years ago now, but still, maybe Bray costs her the match, like with the symbols or the distractions, and like as like payback for what happened at WrestleMania 37. Maybe that's long term booking. And I know that's not WWE's strong suit, so maybe I'm just making stuff up here for the storyline. But yeah, I just think Bianca deserves to go a full year as champion. And I think it would just feel a bit random if she just suddenly lost to Alexa Bliss at the Royal Rumble. I mean, I like Alexa Bliss, but I just think Bianca Belair deserves it for a bit longer. So maybe some shenanigans with Uncle Howdy or Bray or something happens and distracts Alexa, and then KOD, boom, and then Bianca gets out of there, and maybe Alexa goes even more evil, like how dare you cost me the match or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go with Bianca Belair. But if I could see Alexa Bliss winning it with help from Uncle Howdy and Bray, whatever. So yeah, okay, cool. And well, speaking of Bray, let's get to him. Yes, we have a Mountain Dew pitch black match. And I don't even know what is a pitch black match and why is it sponsored by Mountain Dew? I get they're the official sponsor for the Royal Rumble, but Mountain Dew pitch black match, come on. Anyway, yes, we have Bray Wyatt going up against LA Knight. And yes, finally, Bray is having a match. You know, when he came back at Extreme Rules, it was great, wasn't it? Like, oh my god, oh my god. When he came back, we all went nuts. It was like one of the biggest pops of the year, wasn't it? When he took off the mask and he had the lantern. Oh my god, it was perfect. But then all they've done with him is promo after promo after promo, week after week after week. And then they tease this new character, Uncle Howdy, and then it's a different character because he attacked Bray, but we're all thinking it's Bo Dallas. And then he's like reverted back into another character, his old characters, like and with Eater of Worlds Bray last night, Firefly Funhouse Bray was back. Like, what's going on? What is going on? I trust Bray Wyatt and Triple H. I think they're writing the storyline together. And I guess it's like long term storytelling and booking. But yeah, and LA Knight, I like LA Knight. He's good. I think he's very underrated. You know, and I think he's definitely held his own in this feud with Bray because he's good on the mic. He's a good talker. He's got lots of charisma. He's not just some random mid carder that Bray's going to batter. I think it's going to be. I think he's held his own. But who's going to win this match? 100% Bray Wyatt. There's no way LA Knight's winning this. I'd be in shock if he did. We don't know what's going to happen. A pitch black match. What does that entail? Will the Fiend make an appearance or come back? Because you know we've gone through like the different versions of Bray, haven't we? With this new Bray Wyatt character, so is the Fiend going to make a comeback? Is that what's next? We'll see. But a pitch black match should be spooky, should be scary. But yeah, Bray Wyatt to win 100%. Callum.
I mean, if this isn't a squash match that lasts about 3 minutes, then I don't know what they're doing with Bray Wyatt. And I know that you know, LA Knight's obviously his first feud back and stuff, but you know, if you're going to bring back Bray Wyatt and you're going to tease possibly, you know, you've got the Firefly Funhouse, so you would imagine naturally the Fiend is going to be somewhere around the corner. You can't have the Firefly Funhouse without the Fiend. But it's just really weird, you know. Bray came back and it was like, you know, and he was actually down as the top face on SmackDown for a while. But yeah, you know, he was just cutting promos and stuff, and he was saying, "LA Knight, it wasn't me. I didn't attack you. It was Uncle Howdy." And then it was weird. Last week, it's kind of like, you know, Uncle Howdy attacked him, and I thought, well, you know, I'd like to see Bray as this face up against this whatever Uncle Howdy is, but then last week it was, I remember who I am. I'm the Eater of Worlds, and then I was like, well, what happened there? and then obviously this week, I mean, I'm all for seeing Bray's different personalities because there's so many different types, and you know, and it's kind of what we saw in his last run. Actually, he had all three. You know, in a swap match against Braun Strowman, he was the Eater of Worlds. but yeah, I don't know. I just thought they might have been taking a new direction with him because it feels like they're going towards the same thing that that he was doing before he left, and that's kind of part of the reason he. Well, and I can't remember. I don't know if it was released because of that reason or he wanted, but you know, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit strange. I'm not really sure where they're heading with him, but yeah, the Fiend definitely, or Bray Wyatt, should I say, definitely has to win. Definitely has to win and beat LA Knight. I'm just a bit confused as to where they're actually leading his storyline.
Well, I think it's a blend of his old gimmick and his new because this is like his new symbol, isn't it? And it still is appearing like with the dirt. You see it at the end, and you do see like the because Bray's got a mask as well. It's not just Uncle Howdy. Bray's got like a new mask as well, hasn't he? It's like a face going if something like that. It's like a weird face. Like it's not so it's different from Uncle Howdy. So I think there is new. It's a new gimmick, but with mixtures of his old gimmicks. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see where this leads. I'm still looking forward to it. But yeah, okay. So we're both going with Bray Wyatt 100%. Okay. Okay. Then next up we have is a single match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Yes, we have the head of the table, Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Yes, defending his belts with Paul Heyman, going up against Kevin Owens. Yeah, I'm excited for this because I'm glad they brought back Kevin Owens to have another match with Roman because I really enjoyed their rivalry, their feud early on in Roman's title, Universal title reign back in 2021 and 2020. Like they had two great matches at TLC and the Royal Rumble, the Royal Rumble 3 years ago. It was 2 years ago, whatever, 2 years ago. And yeah, I'm back. I'm happy they brought KO back to have another shot at Roman, and it should be a great match. But there's a lot more intrigue going into this one now because we're like Sami Zayn, whose side is he on? Like he's with the Bloodline, but I think the last week he's looked a bit annoyed with the Usos, like beating up KO when they like just let me fight KO and all that. And last night on SmackDown, Roman and Sammy had a bit of tension again. So yeah, I think they're teasing something like they did before Survivor Series War Games. And I'll let you start with this one, Callum. Well, yeah, I think it's very predictable who's going to win, but it's like, but with Sammy, like his allegiances might be becoming a bit more blurred. It's like, ooh, what's going to happen? But yeah, I think Callum, who's winning?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. We're not expecting Roman Reigns to drop the
Mm,
belt here.
yeah,
I mean, I think I said the other
belts.
day, the bloodline's just getting a bit. I don't know. I mean, the dynamics just like it's been going on for almost 3 years now. The bloodline, or at
Well,
least over
not
two, about
not
two and a
not
bit when you think about.
the bloodline's only been
Well,
around for about a year or so, isn't it? A year or a half.
well, no, when Roman was beating on Jay Uso, and then they had that sort of thing after, and Jay Uso became his right hand man. You could say the bloodline started there with him and Jay.
Oh,
That was about 2.5 years ago now.
I thought the bloodline was when they all joined together, like with Jay and Jimmy, then Solo. Well, there's
Well,
lots of
I mean,
different
yeah,
there's lots of different slots. Yeah.
technically, I suppose it is, but I mean, the actual
Mm,
storyline with Jay seeing him as the tribal chief and being the head, and then even then Jimmy didn't come back long after that, I don't think.
mm,
But yeah, I'm assuming it's going to end at some point this year because it can't go on for another full year of the bloodline. But it's not going to be now. I mean, maybe they kick out Sami Zayn here, or something happens with Sami. Kevin Owens maybe has to help him or something. Roman wins because KO's distracted by the Usos beating on Sami. Maybe I don't know.
mm,
And then obviously, assuming we might get the Usos and Sami and KO for the tag titles at WrestleMania, which is the rumored
mm,
match. I think maybe this is where we could end up kind of having a split with Sammy.
mm.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Roman Reigns is definitely going to retain. It's just kind of where it ends up going from there.
All right, yeah, I fully agree. Roman is retaining 100%. It sucks for KO because that's going to be another loss to Roman. But he always has great matches with Roman. Like I think that this is his third match with Roman at a Royal Rumble. So, but yeah, it should be a very good match. But at the end, something's going to happen with Sami Zayn. But I reckon, as always, KO will have. Well, Roman will be beat just like in all of the matches. He'll be about to get pinned, which is no, that's getting old too. Roman always needing help. That's really getting old now. It was old a year ago, where he always needs help to retain. But anyway, yeah, KO will have him beat, and then there'll be a big distraction with Sammy or the Usos, and something will happen, and maybe they'll tease something with Sammy and KO, like they're about to like are we friends again? And then then Roman, boom, spear on KO. So yeah, and Roman retains heading into WrestleMania, as we all know, because I think it's pretty obvious who or the two men he will face at WrestleMania. Ooh. But we'll leave that to our Royal Rumble prediction. Okay. All right, well, speaking of, let's get to the Royal Rumbles then, because that's there's only three singles matches announced. Maybe another one will be announced next week. But okay, so let's get started with the Royal Rumble matches then, dear boy.
Exciting.
So yes, I've made a slight prediction, changed the predictions. I know previous years we could have three, but this year I'm just gonna to make it a bit more interesting. We're only gonna get one pick for each Rumble, which I think makes it a bit more difficult. So more fun. So yes, we have. Let's start off with the women's Royal Rumbles. Yes, we have a 30 women Royal Rumble match for a women's championship match at WrestleMania 39. And as of right now, only six women have been announced. Six. I mean, come on. So yeah, Liv Morgan, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zelina Vega. Six women. It's next week, for God's sake. I don't know why they take so long to announce the competitors, but anyway. And unlike the men's, which I think is you could narrow the men's down to two or three people at most, the women's I think is quite tricky this year, very tricky. And Callum, I'll let you start. Who's winning the women's Royal Rumble? I haven't really thought about this. I'm just realized crap. Uh,
I am, yeah. I mean, I was having to think about it. I don't know. It's difficult really because you could say maybe Bailey. She's never won it before,
mm,
and but it depends who that's feud would end up being with, or
mm,
a returning Naomi, which is also rumored to be the case. Number 30, Naomi.
nah.
Um, I mean, I don't know. I had a pick in my brain, but now I don't. But now, based on who I picked for Bianca and Alexa, I don't think I want to pick this person. I was going to say Rhea Ripley, but I don't know if Rhea Ripley versus Alexa would be a good match. Like, I'm sure it would be, but I'm just trying to picture it in my head, and I'm thinking, I don't know, because they're both heels as well. Because obviously,
Mm.
um, you know, but then
Oh, this is hard. This is hard. The men's is quite easy, I feel, but the women's is so hard to predict because yeah,
you know what? I think I want to throw a curveball here, and I want to say Raquel Gonzalez. I think because she was having those feuds with Ronda. I mean, I know it's obviously we're not in the same sort of boat here, but I'm thinking she was having those feuds with Ronda. I mean, I like Raquel. I'm sure I think people like Raquel. She's been kind of with kind of Liv and stuff on SmackDown, and I feel like she probably could be one that goes sort of far-ish in there. I think she's probably someone Triple H likes and is going to want to
mm,
push. So I mean, because it's so difficult, I do think it could be Rhea Ripley still, but I'm going to go for
mm,
a curveball and say Raquel.
mm. Oh, do you mean Raquel Rodriguez? You said Raquel Gonzalez.
Oh, sorry, I mean Rodriguez. Sorry, name change.
Yeah. I was like, who's Raquel Gonzalez? Oh yeah, cool. That was NXT one. Was it?
Sorry, yeah, Rodriguez. Rodriguez.
Oh my word. I I really should have thought about this. I genuinely don't know. I'm trying to think who's. Well, Charlotte will probably keep hold of the SmackDown belt till WrestleMania. Bianca, we don't know. Maybe Alexa will beat her here. So I'm trying to think who'd face those two at WrestleMania. Uh, hang on. Okay, I've had a little think. I had to have a little think. I'm
Give a little
going,
break.
and I this might not be right, but it's. I'm going to go with Bailey. At some because she's had a bit of a rough time recently. Even Becky pointed it out. You've been nothing but a letdown since you came back because she's been beaten several times by Bianca in their feud last year, and I just think she needs something. And Bailey's never won the Royal Rumble. She's the only one of the whole. No, Sasha never won the Royal Rumble, did she?
No.
Charlotte and Becky did, but I think Bailey could do with a big win, and maybe Bailey and Charlotte at WrestleMania. I mean, that would be cool. We'll see. So I'm effing. I know it's a bit of a wild shot because I think there's lots of other women that could win it, but I'm gonna go with Bailey. Yeah, maybe with help from Damage Control at the end, but we'll see. But yeah, okay. So Callum's going with Raquel Rodriguez, and I'm going with Bailey. Okay, Then next up we have the men's Royal Rumble. Yes, we have a 30
Yeah.
we have we have a 30-man Royal Rumble match for a World Championship match at WrestleMania 39. And unlike the women, fifth half of the entrants have been announced, which I'll go over now. So we have Kofi Kingston, Santos Escobar, Ricochet, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, Rey Mysterio, Gunter, uh, Cody Rhodes. Good old Cody Rhodes is back. They've spoiled it. I mean, they could have kept it as a
I
surprise,
know, yeah.
but
Just wait until he's
they just
back.
went, oh, I'll be back at the Royal Rumble. I'm like, you could have kept that a surprise, for God's sake. Anyway, Omos, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Karrion Kross. So that's half of the entrance. I'm hoping there's going to be a few surprises in the NXT, maybe some legends. Because remember last year's Royal Rumble, like you said, there was hardly any surprises last year apart from what Bad Bunny, Johnny Knoxville, and Shane McMahon, and then that was it. And then Brock just went and won it. It was so disappointing. So I'm hoping this year, same with the women's, there'll be some big surprises, and I think there will be, hopefully. Anyway, who started that last one? Was it you or me? It was you, wasn't
I
it?
said Raquel first, so you can go first.
Okay, so for the men's Royal Rumble, well, I think the obvious pick, the one that everyone seems to be going with, is Cody Rhodes. He seems the obvious pick. He's making his big return here, and he did say he wants to come back and win a world title. And I think it's very likely on one of the nights he will be challenging Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. Um, and Cody Rhodes does seem very obvious. So that's why I'm not going with Cody Rhodes. I think Seth will eliminate him because I think they're going to have a face-to-face at some point, and then Seth, as payback, those three defeats last year, he'll eliminate Cody, and it'll be big. Because I think Callum knows what I'm going to say. At number 30, if you smell. Come on, yes, I think this has to be it. If The Rock ever does come back, and it's been heavily rumored that this has got to be it now because The Rock's he's over 50 years old now. I think if he is ever going to make a comeback and have one last big match before he retires, it's got to be now. So I think at number 30, The Rock comes out to a massive pop and wins the Royal Rumble, and then Roman's like in the back going like, "Oh my God, Dwayne, brother, what are you doing?" And The Rock's like, just bring it at WrestleMania. And anyway, so yeah, I think that's what I think will happen. I think maybe Cody will win the Elimination Chamber, so that's how he gets the match with Roman. So Rock wins the Rumble, Cody wins the Chamber, and then at WrestleMania, night one, Cody versus Roman for the title, and night two, The Rock versus Roman Reigns, like battle for the tribal chief and so etc. for the Universal Championship, and it'll be huge. So yeah, even though there has been rumors that The Rock might not be coming back, but I think that's just a curveball. I think he's very much in shape, in ring shape, etc. Because even at 50 odd years old now, he still keeps in ridiculous condition. So yeah, The Rock to make his big comeback and win the Rumble. Yeah, Callum.
I mean, even if his workout routine. I mean, like
Mm,
everything he does to keep himself in shape at the age he is. I mean,
mm,
I know that it's different taking bumps and stuff, but
yeah,
you'd have thought if he was coming back, it would have been in the works for a while, and he would have been
yeah,
taking some bumps and training for maybe a little while to be in ring to return.
mm,
I mean, I think it would have been pretty obvious that it was Cody Rhodes until until he announced himself to be in.
mm.
In which case, I mean, it was always between Cody and Roman for me. I'm not really sure. Cody and Roman, Cody and The Rock for me. I don't think anyone else. I mean, I don't know if Randy Orton's ready to return. Maybe it could have been him for the third time, but
I think I think Seth has a good shout.
yeah,
Seth.
possibly.
Mm.
I'm thinking maybe if Seth. Well, actually, yeah, but then I don't know because I mean, it was maybe supposed to be Seth and Cody at WrestleMania, wasn't it? Again for the title, but then
Oh
it
no.
would well, then it would depend on who would someone would have to get the title, one of the
Mm,
titles before then, and challenge the other. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean, look, there's lightning in the picture on the Royal Rumble. I mean, if
mm,
there's ever any key indication the
mm.
Rock is returning, it's seeing lightning. And all around, like Kevin Owens' eyes look like they're glowing in the background as well. So
The most electrifying man in sports and
exactly,
entertainment. I mean,
exactly. There's
and
lightning.
And
There's
remember what Olivia said yesterday? Like, new merch for The Rock is
oh
on the
yeah, there's
shop.
new merch for The Rock. Yeah,
So have they spoilt it with that? I don't know. We'll see. We'll
possibly.
see.
Oh god. Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's too obvious to say Cody, especially because he's now introduced himself as being in the match. So I am going to have to go for The Rock. I'm going to go for The Rock as well. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, The
I
Rock.
mean that belt that Callum's got, that's the belt The Rock introduced when he beat CM Punk, wasn't it, in 2013? That's The Rock's belt, that all that he introduced,
I'm
yeah.
going for this guy. There he is.
Yeah. To have one last big, it'll probably be his retirement match, I think, if he has a big match with Roman, but it'll be a great match at WrestleMania. It'll be huge. The Rock and Roman Reigns. Oh my God. It'll be massive. So yeah, okay. Both going with The Rock. And so yeah, guys, that is it for our Royal Rumble predictions. Is it, like I said, in 5 matches, maybe we'll get something else, maybe a tag team match. Charlotte isn't defending the SmackDown belts, which is disappointing to see, but maybe we shall get something with Ronda. But actually, no, she of course, Ronda. Anything else? Gunther's not defending the IC belt. I think we're going to get something with Gunther and Brock in the Rumble, if Brock, because that's been teased. Apparently, 6 people saying Gunther and Brock at WrestleMania. That'll be a good match. Maybe they'll have a face to face in the Rumble.
Mm.
Um, anything else? I'm trying to think
I
of
don't know.
any.
I mean,
The
the Usos are defending the belt against the Judgment Day on Monday.
mm,
And Austin Theory is defending the belt against Bobby Lashley on Monday as well, the US belt. So they're not sure why they wouldn't maybe save one of those
yeah,
for the Royal Rumble either. But
mm,
yeah, no, I don't know. Um, we'll just have to wait and see. But assuming the Rumbles are about an hour each anyway,
yeah,
and Roman and KO get 25 minutes, half an hour, depending on how kind of long their match goes on for.
yeah.
That'll already be 2.5. And so, yeah, I don't know. With all the random promos in the middle that show random wrestlers just, their journeys and their families talking and all the wasted time
Mm,
on Peacock on the WWE network, it'll
mm.
probably end up filming all the time. So, yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Okay. Well, yeah, that is it for the Royal Rumble. It's next weekend. I can't wait. It usually is one of my favorite shows of the year, and I'm hoping it's a big improvement on last year, which was a bit of a letdown, sadly.
Oh, yeah.
But this year's a lot better. And yeah, guys, I'll be back with Callum in February for our Elimination Chamber prediction video, because that's the next pay-per-view. We are getting Elimination Chamber. That'll probably be how Cody gets his match with Roman. But if Cody wins the Rumble, that'll be great. But we're all going to be saying, where the hell was The Rock? Oh, for
Yeah.
God's so if he does,
That's the thing. I feel like, I
yeah,
mean, Cody winning the Rumble would be great. It would be fine.
mm,
But then we're all going to be saying, well, what about The Rock? It's a bit of a shame for Cody because he's so hot at the moment.
mm.
And he's like, he came back such a triumphantly, obviously got the injury. And it's like, okay, we want him to win the Rumble. And then we started hearing about The Rock. And then we're like, oh, forget about Cody. What about The Rock?
Yeah, there,
But
there he is. There
yeah,
was that
there
was
he
that
is there.
was that
With his
amazing?
face, he's got
Was that amazing hair? Jesus. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I'll be back with Callum for our Elimination Chamber prediction video in February, and I'll be back. I'll be back on the Monday. Oh, no, I'll be back on Sunday with my Royal Rumble reaction. So hopefully to say, "Oh my God, The Rock's back! Oh my God!" See you guys. Thank you all for watching, and we hope you all enjoy the Royal Rumble.
enjoy.
Bye, guys.